Howdy folks, I'm going to show you how to get reimbursed for a purchase that you've made, and as an example we're going to use this Amazon purchase. First thing that you want to do is make sure that you have the right type of receipt. Anytime we pay for anything with A&M funds, we have to have both an itemized receipt and proof of payment. What that means is we need to have a list of all the items that were purchased, as well as any other charges like shipping or sales tax if there is any, rather than just a total that might be listed on, say, the credit card slip from a business meal. We also need proof of payment showing that your card was actually charged. Now, for online orders, this can be a little tricky because they often give you an order confirmation that shows what card you have placed the order with, but your card doesn't actually get charged until the order ships. So for online orders, we always need something showing that the order was shipped. You can always get that on Amazon by going back into your order history, but if you're unable to get it from the vendor, you can always print out a copy of your credit card statement that shows the charge. You can mark out everything else that's on the statement. We just need something that shows that charge. So once you have all your receipts, you want to go to the business office website, which you can get to by going to the College of Architecture website, www.arch.tamu.edu, and clicking on Inside the College and Service Units, and scroll down to the business office. Then you want to go to the Forms page and click on Purchasing Forms. Now we'll need two forms from you in order to reimburse you. The first one is this purchase order form. The vendor that you're going to fill in here is yourself because you're the person that we're paying. And then if you've never been reimbursed for anything by the university before, you'll want to fill in your address, city, state, zip, and your phone number. But if you've already been reimbursed, you don't have to fill that in again. And the date, we'll just put in today's date. And the account name that you want to use. So if I wanted to use my startup account, then I would put that there. And you want to list your account number, which you may already know, or if you're unsure, you can ask someone in the business office what that account number is. And then here you're going to put the total of your purchase. You're going to determine that using your receipt. We can reimburse you for things like tips and shipping, but we can't reimburse sales tax. So sales tax and any charges that aren't business related would need to be deducted from your receipt, but in this case I can be reimbursed for this book as well as the shipping, so I'm going to be reimbursed for $18.97. This part number field you can leave blank. Here you just want to put a description of what it is that you're purchasing. If you've purchased a bunch of things, you don't need to list every single item individually. You can just sort of categorize things into groups of what type of expense they are. So I'm just going to say that this is a book, and you can leave the quantity blank. Again, you don't have to be very specific in here, you can just be pretty general. And we're going to put that the price is $18.97. And again, you don't have to break everything out, and you don't have to list the book and the shipping separately. It can all be lumped together as long as it's all the same type of item. And then if you had any other items, you could list them down here along with their prices. And then down in this section you want to list the benefit to TAMU. Basically, why is A&M spending its money on this? What's the business purpose for this purchase? So I'm going to say that this is a reference book for my classes. This up here is the approvals for the purchase. If you're the person who is making the purchase and going to be using the item, you'll sign here. And then if you're using your own account, an account that you have authority over, you could also sign here as the approval for the purchase. If you're using, say, a departmental account, or if you're using someone else's account, you would need the person who has the authority to spend that money to sign off on on the account, whether it be another professor or the department head or the dean. And the next form that we need to fill out is the individual reimbursement form, which you can find right here. And you can leave this information up at the top blank. You just fill in the name of the individual being reimbursed and the amount that I'm being reimbursed, which is $18.97. And then the type of reimbursement is almost always going to be purchase of goods. People tend to like to check refund because they're getting money back, but that's not actually what it is. A refund is if someone had paid money to us and we were returning it to them. That's the button that we would check. Most of the time you're going to check purchase of goods. Other ones that are frequently used are registration or membership dues or a business meal. This next line you don't have to sign. And then the next blank here is the last one that you have to fill out. Is the individual a current TAMU employee? And yes, you are. So that's the last thing that you have to fill out. You can just stop and print out this form. And you want to attach those two forms that you just filled out to your original receipt. We always need the original receipt if it exists. So just attach that receipt to these two forms and bring it down to the business office. If you have any questions, just give us a call in the business office.